Greetings, roller coaster fanatics, and welcome out to a Fanatic Reviews. Today, we'll be talking about Verbolten, located at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. This is one of the newer roller coasters that is opened at the park, and it is one of the few roller coasters that are open during the Christmas event. It is this one, Tempesto, and of course the kiddie coaster, Grover's Alpine Express. So today, we're going to be talking about my favorite coaster that is open during the Christmas event there, Verbolten, and let's begin. So Verbolten opened 2012, was manufactured by Zierer. Zierer is a German company. They've created mainly kiddie coasters. They're known for all their kiddie coasters, and they've created three big ones here in the US. That is Wicked at Lagoon Park 2007, Verbolten 2012 at Busch Gardens Williamsburg, and then Impulse at Knoebels in 2015. So the full date of when Verbolten opened is May 18th, 2012. It took a little bit while to open up because this thing is heavily themed. It is themed to the Black Forest. It is Black Forest tours where they take you a tour around the forest, but it forbids you to not enter the Black Forest. And the queue line will definitely set the tone. This is one of the best themed coasters that I've ever been on, and one of the best themed in general. This thing is heavily themed. When you first walk into the entrance, you're greeted with a broken German car, red car. It's got a vine growing on it. It will have smoke coming from the front. You can hear like it trying to start, which is really nice. Of course, the sign of Verbolten is like a gas station sign. So you walk in, this big windy queue, and then you enter this little shop, I guess, or a hotel or something. You first walk in, there's these TVs that will show this female that kind of tells you about the Black Forest, what you're about to go through on the tours. I forget her name, but there's two characters that are part of it. You kind of go and you got these nice advertisements to go in. You got these suitcases. Yeah, you kind of exit out, and then you enter this like boarding room where there's all these suitcases, and then there's this telephone ringing saying something's up, we've lost some people. Then there's like cameras, and you can see people walking through the Black Forest trying to get out. And then you enter the actual station, and you have like these gas stations. There's a conveyor belt where all the luggage is going. And then you have the trains, which are themed to the German automobiles, the German cars, and it is great. Already, right from the start, you already know you're in for a heavily themed experience, and that's what it is. So this coaster overall has a height of 88 feet. That is at the top of the bridge. It is not a big roller coaster because this is a classification of a family roller coaster. So there is no inversions on it. The maximum speed on this is 53 miles per hour. I believe that is after the drop because the launches itself are 50 miles per hour. Except for the first one, I believe that's 40. That's a little bit slower just because it's kind of going around and it's not like taking off. It's just kind of going in a tight, compact area, so I don't think it's going 50, it's going at least 40. And the maximum length of track is 2,835 feet, so it doesn't seem long, but this ride is long. There's no chain lift on this, but the total duration of this is 3 minutes and 25 seconds. This is a long ride. There's two sections to this. You have the first section, which is all indoors, then the second section, which is all outdoors. So you start off by banking left, then right, then this is where the car all of a sudden veers off, and then it launches into this like tunnel full of vines, and you enter the Black Forest, where you got all these nice little art drawings of flowers, and there's strobe lights and colors. Then you kind of drop down and then bank right, and then you do a double helix where you feel some insane G's. Myself have actually grayed out. A lot of people gray out here because you're feeling some intense G's around that helix. And while coming to the end of the helix, if you look to your left, you'll see a blue and pink changing moon with vines going through it. Then you kind of enter the first of several brake runs. It's kind of a slow one. This is where your theming sets in, where you're given either a forest theme, which is the most popular. Then there's the wolf theme, and then there's the storm theme. The forest theme is themed to spirits and that lurk through the forest. Then, of course, the wolves is kind of a theme to Big Bad Wolf in a way, for me anyway. It's just mainly just wolves. You have the red eyes, and they come to attack you like timber wolves. And then the storm theme, you know, wind, lightning, thunder, stuff like that. So once you're greeted the theme, you drop bank left, and then you crest up. And then this is where the show theming really picks up. You got, depending on where you are, you'll either see floral above you, or you'll see white eyes if it's forest theme, or you'll see red eyes if it's wolf theme. You come in, you have these pink and blue little flowers things. It's very interesting what they're called, but they kind of, depending on what theme you're on, they'll either be really flashy or kind of slowly flashing. And then you come to a section where there's no track in front of you, just on a section of track. And for wolves, once I say, you have red eyes going around. You kind of hear wolf growling. And then forest, you'll be seeing green face, and you'll be hearing weird noises. And then storm, of course, lightning and thunder and wind. And then spoilers, and I've already been saying a lot of spoilers, but the biggest spoiler of all, if you don't want to hear it, skip away from this. But the big spoiler is you drop. You drop 16 feet free fall straight down. You'll either see a green face before you drop, all the red eyes in the forest drop, or storm, you just drop whenever. You really can't tell when you're going to drop, except you can hear the drop. Alright, welcome back. If you guys did skip, if you did not, welcome back. So after the special effect, you kind of dip down and you exit out of the building and you launch 0 to 50 miles per hour. You go to the right and to the left and you crest the broken bridge. You'll hear this crackling. You slow down to the final mid-course brake run, and then you'll drop your 88 feet down. You'll bank left, then right, back up for a air-timeless hill, and then back left into the final brake run, and that is the ride. This is one of my favorites when it comes to family coasters and theme coasters. This is great. Another coaster that will be up here with Verbolten is Cobra's Curse. That is a really good one. These are great coasters that are heavily themed and really nice. The only problem I would say with Verbolten is that it can be a little bit rattly depending on when you ride it and depending on where you sit. Back row will definitely be the more rattly part of the ride. But that is just a fair warning, and it's more towards the end too. The way you kind of bank and crest up, you can definitely feel the rattliness in it. But that's really only the bad side of it. I really love this ride, and I definitely recommend riding. This is also, I will warn you, this is the longest lines out of any of them. So I would recommend this to be the first ride of the day, just because that lines can get really long. This is one of the more popular rides at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. And that will end it out here. I'm going to give Verbolten at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg a B-. So that was Verbolten at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. I will also be doing another Busch Gardens, Williamsburg coaster next week on Tuesday. Can you guess what it is? Let me know in the comments below. And what do you think of Verbolten? Let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe for more video content like this. Thank y'all for watching. And as always, roller coaster fanatics, keep coasting.